Hi, it's John here from GPS Training. Welcome to the latest walk and talk. Now we're in a truly special place for this walk and talk. We're in Berwick upon Tweed, just right on the cusp of the border between England and Scotland, a wonderful market town. And we're going to do a nice 5-mile walk with a Garmin Instinct 2S. So you may know when Garmin released the last lot of Instinct 2 watches, we got the S version, which is a small version of that watch. We lose a little bit of battery performance with that smaller version, but it's meant more for the ladies or those with a slighter wrist. So we're going to take it for a 5-mile walk just south of Berwick on some lovely cliff top walk, and then we're going to come back inland. So what do we do before we start off? As we do with all walking talks, we need to plan the route on some free Ordnance Survey route planning software, and as did that earlier on today. So before we start the walk, we just need to plan it on the free Ordnance Survey route planning software. So just go to our website, which is gpstraining.co.uk, and click on the OS Planner on the top menu bar. And what we need to do on the OS Planner is we just need to search for Berwick upon Tweed, because that's the start of the walk. So a little search box at the top. I'm just going to search for Berwick upon Tweed. Okay, it's actually centred there because I just had a quick look already. And it centres the map on Berwick upon Tweed. But we're going to just start off at Spittal, which is here. And what I always do before I start actually planning a walk, I just have a quick look. So I just drag myself around the map just to get a bit of an understanding where I'm going to go. Just think it out in my head, and then I can zoom in to 1 to 25,000 mapping and start planning that walk. So here I am. I'm going to clear what I do, and all I need to do is just click on the map. Every time there's a major corner, I just click and I start creating these waypoints. Once we've completed it, I just can rename it. So I can just call it Berwick Walk. Just check it's 5.101 miles. So just check my number of waypoints. There's 50 waypoints. And just press download GPX, and that just downloads it to my computer. Whether it's a PC or Mac, it makes no difference. Now, to transfer this onto your watch, you just need to go to one of the videos. So below you see the various videos, and you'll see one that says transferring your routes to a Garmin GPS watch. So it's video 6. Just press play on that, and that will take you through how you put it onto the Garmin Instinct watch. So we're at the start of the walk. Now, what do we need to do to start this GPS watch off, navigating us and also recording this route? What we do is to go to that top right hand button. Just press the top right button, and you've got the activities. Now you just scroll to the activity. If you just want to record your activity, you can just choose the activity. So we're going to come down to navigate. When we navigate, I'm going to just press this top right hand button, and what we're going to navigate, we're going to navigate courses, which is what we planned. Press enter on courses, and it brings up the course. Because the GPS watch knows where we are, it puts the nearest course at the top, which is the Berwick Walk. Press enter on that. It's just taking a few seconds just to load it. It says, what do we want to do? We just press do course. Okay, load course is started, and we'll suddenly get an arrow at the top. What we also need to do as well is we need to get, so we've got a GPS signal out there, we get an arrow as we go to the top. We also need to start recording our track. So we just press the top right hand button again, it starts recording that track, and we're all ready to go. So we get a directional arrow at the top of where we want to go to, and we're going to scroll through the pages. There's the walk ahead of us. There we are, 4.94 miles to go. ETA, say 6:30. Scroll through the pages, how long we've been walking for, distance, speed we're walking at, lap distance, lap speed, etc. Heart rate's not going to work because it's not on my wrist. And then we're back to the time of day, which is 5 to 6. And then back to the map page, which says it's 4.94 miles off the end, and we just follow that direction arrow. And that's how we start ourselves off with any Garmin Instinct watch, but this is the Instinct 2S version. So for the first part of this walk, I'm actually walking through a place called Spittal, which is just to the south of Berwick upon Tweed. As you know, Berwick upon Tweed has a wall all the way around it, and we're now just south of the Tweed itself. And Spittal is a bit of a tourist destination. You know, there's like ice cream parlours during the season, and there's this wonderful promenade, this fantastic beach behind us. So where we're going to go is up on the cliffs up above. So it's quite a different area of the coastline that we'll find further south in Northumberland. There's cliffs really, this section, and there's north of Berwick as we walk the Berwick coastal path. So a cliff top walking. Again, we'll see when we climb up, but the East Coast main line Instinct main railway line runs right up the coast at this location. So if anybody's been into Scotland of the East Coast Main Line, you'll know this section of coastline. So I've just climbed up, wonderful views behind us of the coast stretching away in Berwick upon Tweed in the distance. So what are my initial impressions of the Garmin Instinct 2S? Do you know what, straight away, it kind of jumped out at me. The clarity of that screen, the clarity of the screen is second to none. Now I think there's a reason for this. For the last month or so, or even a bit longer, I've been wearing solar powered watches. So if people have watched the walk and talks, I've done walk with the Phoenix 7 solar, and I've also been walking with the Garmin Instinct 2 solar. Now, when we put that solar panel around the edge of the screen, and also they put a little bit of a solar panel behind it, I think we're losing some clarity in that screen. So actually when we go to a watch like this one that doesn't have any solar charging on it, the clarity of this screen is second to none. And I can honestly see that difference, because until earlier on today, I had a Phoenix 7 on my wrist, which is a Phoenix 7 Sapphire Solar. I put this on, and straight away my initial impression is like, wow, how clear that screen is. Now I know it's just a black and white screen, and we're going to often get better clarity than that, with that. But straight away, my first key impressions is coming to a non-solar watch, how clear that screen looks, how clear the letters look on it. And yeah, it's just my initial impressions as we start off this walk. So hopefully you can see what I mean by that clarity of the screen. I know the sun shines on it, and any watch face looks glorious in sunshine, but you can see the clarity you've seen. There's my smart notifications. That's telling me somebody's at home, and that's a ring camera for my notifications. So straight away you can see the time and all the information as it's working in the smartwatch mode. So we'll have a quick look through the pages on the Garmin Instinct. So a really simple watch to use, and this is the S version, again slightly smaller, but I think we can see that better clarity on the screen on this smaller version. So what we do is just press the up and down pages, up and down here, buttons rather, and that takes us through the various pages. That shows the elevation, where we are in the walk, and how many feet we've climbed. There's the estimated time of arrival at 7:45 this morning, distance remaining 3.61 miles. Distance we've walked so far, how long we've been walking for, and of course it's 0 because we're not actually moving at this moment in time. Lap distance is going to be the time of the last mile, and that's how we're done. So at lap speed 2.7 miles an hour is our average speed to date. Back to the heart rate zones, again that's not going to show anything because we're not going on our wrist. Back to time of day, and then back to the map page, which gives the directional arrow and how far it is to the end of the walk. Now we want to come out of these navigational pages, press the backward button, and it takes us into your smartwatch. This is what you'll see all the day, every day. We've got it on your wrist as a smartwatch. Time of day, heart rate, day of the week, and also the date as well. 20 hours of battery life, which is when we're using it as a GPS mode. Again, when we use it as a smartwatch, we get considerably more battery life, but we're using it in GPS mode, we've got 20 hours of battery life there. Again, it's just like a Phoenix to navigate through. So if you want to go into the weather, it shows weather, just press that top right hand button, takes it into the weather, and then often you've got pages you can go up and down within there. So there's your time. So we've got 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Again, we can just come out of there, back to 60% chance of rain. This is tethered to my mobile phone, and this is where it's getting this information from. To come out to that page, just press the back, and it takes us back to that main menu, and we can just say sunset in 1 hour 31 minutes. There's various ones you can go to. So again, if you want to see how many steps I've done, just again press the top right hand button. Right, we've done 5,070 of our 10,000 a day. You can actually use the downward arrow for more information about the steps, or we press the backward and it takes us out of that, and then we can just scroll through. Heart rate, again top right to go into it. There's the heart rate. You can see how it rose when we climbed up onto the cliff top, and there's our average heart rate. Again, I can go up and down through there, or press the backward button and it takes us out of there. So what I'm going to do, just press this top one, takes us back to the navigational pages, and when we're navigating, the majority of the time we'll be navigating on the map page with a little direction arrow at the top telling how far it is to the end of the walk. So what's the main difference between the Garmin Fenix 2 and the Fenix 2S? The key thing is because it's slightly smaller, we lose a little bit of battery life. So normally as a smartwatch, we've got 30 days of battery life on the Fenix 2. But when we come down to the 2S, that comes down to 22 days of battery life. And that kind of cascades also on when we're navigating with the GPS. When we're navigating with the GPS as we are now, that does bring down the battery life considerably. So we come down from 30 hours with the Fenix 2 to 22 hours with the 2S. So 22 hours of navigating is still a tremendously long time. There's not many of us go out for 22 hours of walk. I think it's 5 millimeters smaller, the face as a whole. So it's 5 millimeters smaller, but altogether it's a lot smaller wrist. Now, a bit of a word of warning here. It has got a small band on it, and you can see it. I've not got massive wrists, and it's quite a small band. I can just about get around my wrist and tuck it in. So again, it is very much meant for those with a smaller wrist. Again, it fits me perfectly, but if my wrist was any bigger, I would certainly be struggling. So that's the key thing really. We lose a little bit of battery life. It's more compact and it's a little bit lighter. Again, when I've been having those larger watches on my wrist for the last month or so, to put this on this morning, I went, my word, that's a small watch, isn't it? But I think it's cracking, and it's really nice that they've now brought the Instinct into the same as the Fenix range, where we get that version that's smaller for those with smaller wrists and also the ladies. So this is sadly where we leave the Northumberland Coast Path. This Northumberland Coast Path is a 64-mile long distance trail that starts at Berwick and ends up at Cresswell. It does. So it's a wonderful walk. This is just the top section of it. It's actually part of the North Sea Trail as well. This is what the N stands for. So everybody knows we've got a trail all the way around the North Sea, and it actually just nicely ties in with the end of the Northumberland Coast Path. So actually putting a English Coast Path in place as well at the moment, isn't it? So it's the North Sea Trail, but it's also the Northumberland Coast Path. Starts at Berwick upon Tweed and finishes off down at Cresswell. If people have been on my walk and talk with me before, you'll know that just, I don't know, it's a year and a half ago, I walked the whole of the Northumberland Coast Path in 22.5 hours. I raised some money for charity. Our main business, or one of our businesses, Shepherd's Walks, which is a parent company, usually raises some money every year for a couple of charities. And when lockdown happened and COVID hit this country, we were unable to make those charitable donations. We didn't have the events that we would normally run. So I set about and walked the Northumberland Coast Path in 22.5 hours. And I think I raised about £7,000 or £8,000 for those two great charities, which, believe it or not, was more money than we normally raise with our two events. So this is my top section. I was very motivated at this point, feeling full of the joys of well, it was the November air. Yeah, as I got a little bit further down and I walked tonight, things changed just a little bit, but I got there in the end. As the sun is just starting to set, I thought I'd just quickly discuss the pros and the cons of a GPS watch, and especially the Instinct range. Great thing about a GPS watch is it's also your watch that you're going to wear every day. It's a smart watch. The Instinct is really quite compact, so again, if you're wearing it at work under a suit, it's not a big watch like we find with some of the Fenix's watch. What you'll also find with these watches is if you're just going for a local walk, it can quickly just measure how far you've walked. Again, if you don't need it for navigation purposes, you can just record where you're going out. And I really find that's useful. And that's what a lot of the time I will use a watch for. Just if I'm going for a local walk, just measure how far I've walked, measure my heart rate, And of course, with it being a smartwatch, it measures your steps, it measures your heart rate all day long, it measures your sleep, it syncs all with the Connect app and gives you all the same functionality that we find with the Phoenix watch. Now, when we use it in navigational mode as we are now, is you would plan a route on a computer and overlaid it on the watch, and then the GPS or the watch navigates around it. Absolutely brilliant, as long as nothing goes wrong. So what's just happened now is I came across the footpath cutting through the fields, and actually it wasn't there for whatever reason. Now, because I've not got a map on my watch, I'm stuck. So all I could do was either open up an app on my phone, which actually I've got the Explore app on my mobile phone because I've got my InReach Mini with me today. So I'm just doing some more testing the InReach Mini. I can see on the Explore app exactly where I am, see that the path had been blocked off, and then I can work out how I was going to get around it. Or alternatively, I could have used my Ordnance Survey map, which is in my rucksack, and that's great. So we've got a grid reference on our watch. I can then pinpoint where I am on the Ordnance Survey map and see exactly what I need to get around that problem. Now the difference is, if I did have a handheld GPS unit, a GPS unit with Ordnance Survey maps on it, I could have done that directly on that unit, couldn't I? But you could say, well, a GPS unit with Ordnance Survey maps is going to cost significantly more expensive. You're dead right there. And actually, by just using common sense and understand what I need to be doing, I can navigate myself out of that problem. So we're just about to head along this wonderful path here as we head back. We're quite high up, above the cliffs now. And then we're going to head along and then drop back down, back across the railway into Berwick upon Tweed. I do really appreciate all the support you guys are giving us on the YouTube channel. I know I speak to many of you on the telephone when you're ringing up either looking for a GPS watch or a GPS unit, and many times you start off going, I recognise that voice. You're that guy I've been watching on YouTube, so that's usually the case, isn't it? So I really appreciate that support. And again, if you've got any questions, just give us a shout here at GPS Training. So with a lovely sunset to our right hand side, have a quick look through the watches again. So there's our map page that we're navigating on. We've got elevation, so we're kind of there. We're just going to drop back down to Berwick upon Tweed. We get back 5 to 8 at the moment, so we've just got over 1 mile to go. 4.37 miles, and we've taken us 1 hour 33 and 59 seconds. That's all the stats there. No heart rate because it's not on my wrist, and it's just coming to 7:30 in the evening. Still got 19 hours of battery life. This is the key thing we can see with these Instinct watches. 19 hours of battery life. That's kind of nicely coming in with the 21 hours that we were given on the stat sheet from Garmin. Back to the map page, 1.14 miles off the end. Really simple. As I say, the map page, we don't actually have a map on it, so that's where I discussed if we do get ourselves into problems, we do need either a paper map or another device or app or something like that to get us out of that situation. So the sun's just setting behind us. We're on this wonderfully named road. I don't know if people noticed when I planned it on the Ordnance Survey at the start, it's called Cow Road. It is Cow Road. Now, it looks like it's just going to drop into the sea. So as you can see, it drops down quite steeply. I can actually see the waves down at the bottom. I don't know if you can pick out the waves down at the bottom. So it's named Cow Road, and it literally just looks like it's going to drop. Now I know I walked this road before. It doesn't actually drop down. It bends round to our left and we cross back over the railway. Yeah, I thought it's really good. When you start looking at the name of roads and paths and areas and start reading a little bit more into it, and that Cow Road is the way that the livestock used to come into the market, because again it's a minor road into the town rather than down the main road. I don't know, maybe I should do some research sometime. One of the real things I love about Berwick is a real mixed mash of accents. You've got this local Berwick accent, which is quite a softly spoken Scottish accent. Then you've got a lot of quite broad Scottish people in Berwick. Then you've also got the English accent as well. It's a real mixed mash of accents in Berwick, and it really gives it some true character. So, at the end of the day's walk, we need to do two things. We need to stop navigating that course and also save the course that we've been recording. So we literally just press that top right-hand button, press the stop right-hand button, and we get the stop there. So that's now stopped everything accordingly. It says, what do you want to do? Do you want to resume it, or we come down to save it? We do. So this is now saving that track. So we just press it again, and that now saves the track that we've been recording, which is the record of the walk that we've been doing. Just takes a few seconds just to save, and then it's going to give us the information. So, okay, so been going for 2 hours exactly, and we can just scroll through the various pages. You can see the various information: training effect, recovery time 21 hours, recovery status, back to there. So that's all the information that we've done. We press it again, and we just press done, and that now saves it. Other thing we need to do is just stop navigating that course, which will automatically stop navigating it when we've done it. I hope you spot my deliberate mistake there at the end, because we actually reached the end of the course, and you notice when I planned it was just a few hundred meters short, it actually stopped navigating. So when I got to the end, all I need to do was save the data that I had actually recorded, which is the actual data of the walk. Now what I'm going to do is then show you how that looks on the Garmin Connect app. So I'm going to sync it with my mobile phone. Quickly look at the stats that we connect when it pairs with your mobile phone. So it syncs with what's called the Connect app here. Just tap on the Connect app, and it brings us up the information that's been gathered. So straight away we get the map down at the bottom. We can just tap on the map, and it overlays the route that we've just walked on the map. So we can have a standard map, satellite, and map, so you can see where we've been, and then we've also got the hybrid map as well. So there's a key thing there. Press the little backward arrow to take us there, and we can see the route data at the top. So 2 hours walking, 5.61 miles, we burnt 650 calories, average speed 2.8, and total ascent as well. So again, if we tap here, it gives us the key data that's been collected. So average pace, but the key things are speed, average speed 2.8 miles an hour, moving time 3.5 miles an hour, maximum speed 9.3 miles an hour, moving time, which is 2 hours, and total time 2 hours, and moving time at 1 hour 36, isn't it? Gives you an average heart rate, lots of information, elevation, calories, temperature, etc. Okay, that's just the overall review of the walk. And then here, this is the graphs that show us. So speed, so you can show where we stopped, heart rate, training effect, elevation, so we can see where we climbed up from the beach, up on the top, and then drop back down. Oh, shouldn't do it that way. Close it. Temperature, and then each of the heart rates that were being there. So each of the heart rate zones. So again, really nice and simple. Going back to it, there it is there in the app. So Northumberland Navigate, 640 calories, 2 hours time. And this is the other thing. So watch is still on my wrist. Heart rate currently 79. 80, body batteries down to 20, which is interesting. I think it was 30 something when we were out on that walk. Stress levels, intensity minutes, how many steps we've done today. So again, click on that, it should have done 14,500. We can see it just starts at 12 o'clock, and all my steps have been in the afternoon to this current time. Floors that we've done, climbed 36 up, calories in and out, and these are all the stats that my body has done today, all my steps, etc, etc. Last 7 days averages. Average 11,119 steps a day. That's all within that Connect app. But the key thing I brought it on to look at today is just so we can see that Northumberland Navigate, which is the walk that I've just completed with the Instinct 2S. And again, it even says down the bottom, Instinct 2S, it tells you what it's been recorded on. And again, it's really nice. It overlays it, and you can show somewhere where you've been. Do a screenshot of that, share it on social media, or something along those lines. Many thanks for watching the latest walk and talk from myself, John, from GPS Training. If there's anything you'd like to me to cover in future walk and talks, please just leave a comment in the comment box below. And if you can, like this video and subscribe to the channel, it is very much appreciated. So until next time, enjoy your walking and many thanks for watching.